I'll never forget this night. It all came crashing back the moment I walked into that emergency room clutching my little girl, and fate decided to play the cruelest joke of all. It started like any other bad day for me. My daughter Lila had been running a fever for 2 days. By morning, she was covered in red blotches, barely responsive. I didn't own a car, so I spent the last of my grocery money on a rideshare just to get us to the hospital. I wasn't thinking about bills or food, I was just thinking about her. She was only 9. My entire world. The triage nurse glanced at her, scribbled something down, and said, "Room 12. Dr. Cole will be right in." The name meant nothing to me. I just wanted someone, anyone, to make my daughter better. I laid her on the table, smoothed her damp curls off her forehead, and whispered, "It's okay, baby. Mommy's right here." Then the door opened, and my world stopped. "Good evening. I'm Dr. Cole." He froze, clipboard slipping from his hand, clattering on the floor. I looked up and felt my knees weaken. It was him. Adrian Cole. The man who had been my first love, the one I thought I'd spend forever with. The same man who broke my heart 10 years ago and never knew about the child lying right there between us. Maria. He breathed like my name had been stuck in his throat all that time. I could barely whisper his back. Adrian. For a moment, everything inside me screamed to run, but Lila stirred, her hazel eyes opening just enough to glance at him, then me. "Mommy." His eyes looked like mine. I swear I forgot how to breathe. Adrian's voice cracked, but he steadied himself. "What are her symptoms?" He slipped into doctor mode, asking about the fever, the rash, the dizziness. I answered like a robot, every word tugging at the truth I'd buried for nearly a decade. When he pressed his stethoscope to her chest and asked, "How old is she?" I saw the math flicker across his face. I whispered 9. His hands froze. His eyes locked on mine, and in that instant, I knew he knew. That night was a blur of medicine monitors and memories. Once Lila was stable, we ended up in a quiet room. He leaned against the window, desert lights flickering behind him. "Maria, does she know?" I shook my head. "She doesn't know her father. You were gone, and I wasn't going to trap you." His voice cracked. "Trap me. I wanted everything with you. Marriage, kids, a life. But I was 25, drowning in expectations. I thought leaving was protecting us." I almost laughed, bitter and broken. "Protecting us, Adrian, you left me to protect your future. And I raised our daughter alone." The silence that followed was brutal. Then from the hospital bed, Lila's small voice broke through. "Are you my daddy?" Adrian dropped into the chair, hands shaking. For a man who'd commanded operating rooms, he suddenly looked like a child himself. He whispered, "Sweetheart, maybe I am." Her face lit up even through fever. "I think I'd like that." That's how our second chance began. The test confirmed it days later, 99.9% probability. He was her father. He came to our small apartment with the envelope in his hand, voice trembling. "I have a daughter. We have a daughter." For the first time in years, I felt like the weight of the world wasn't just on my shoulders anymore. He brought us into his home. A house so big it scared me, in a neighborhood I'd only ever passed by in old buses. His mother welcomed us with open arms, her warmth genuine. His brother too. But not everyone was glad. Adrian's sister-in-law, Olivia, smiled at me with perfect teeth, said all the right words, but her eyes sliced through me. She had built her life around being the perfect daughter-in-law, the polished socialite who carried the Gilbert name through Phoenix's elite circles. And now here I was, me, the single mom from Glendale, moving in like I belonged. She hated it. It started with little comments. Shopping trips where she drowned Lila in designer clothes, whispering, "Your mom probably isn't used to this lifestyle." Or dinner conversations where she'd sigh. Transitions are so difficult for children when adults aren't sure of the future. She was planting seeds of doubt in my daughter's heart, trying to make her wonder if Adrian's love would fade. Then came the charity gala, Olivia's battlefield. She dressed me up in silk, but made sure I knew it wasn't enough. Introduced me to Adrian's exes, tall, flawless women with last names that graced museum walls. Whispered just loud enough. Funny how these reunions happen when it's convenient. I held my ground, but inside I was crumbling. Weeks later, she made her move. Adrian was stuck in surgery. The whole family gathered for dinner. Olivia stood up, envelope in hand, face painted in false concern. I've taken the liberty of confirming something for us all. Maria's daughter is not Adrian's child. She waved fake DNA results like a sword. 0 probability. The science is conclusive. The table erupted. His mother gasped. His brother demanded answers. My daughter sobbed. Stop saying mean things about my mommy. But me, I just sat there numb, holding Lila, thinking, maybe they'll believe her. Maybe love isn't enough. That night, I packed our bags, left a note for Adrian. I can't subject her to more pain. Please don't look for us. As we walked out under desert stars, I didn't see the woman in the parked car, Dr. Chen, the lab director. She had the real results in her hand. Results that proved Olivia had paid off a desperate doctor to falsify everything. But I didn't know that yet. All I knew was the ache of leaving again, the fear in my daughter's eyes. The feeling that no matter how hard I fought, some people would always see me as an intruder. Adrian came home to an empty house, Olivia waiting with her lies. But he wasn't the boy who left me 10 years ago. He was a man now, a father. And I knew when he found the truth, when he learned how deep her betrayal ran, he would move mountains to bring us back. Because this time, I wasn't the only one fighting. And maybe that's what this whole mess is about. Love, lies, money, and power. Who gets to decide who belongs and who doesn't? So I'll leave you with this. If someone waved a piece of paper in your face telling you your family wasn't real, would you believe it? Or would you fight with everything you had to protect the people you love? Tell me in the comments. Have you ever seen jealousy tear a family apart? Do you believe blood tests, or do you believe hearts? I want to know where you stand, because for me, the story isn't over. I'll never forget this night. It all came crashing back the moment I walked into that emergency room clutching my little girl, and fate decided to play the cruelest joke of all. It started like any other bad day for me. My daughter Lila had been running a fever for 2 days. By morning, she was covered in red blotches, barely responsive. I didn't own a car, so I spent the last of my grocery money on a rideshare just to get us to the hospital. I wasn't thinking about bills or food, I was just thinking about her. She was only 9. My entire world. The triage nurse glanced at her, scribbled something down, and said, "Room 12. Dr. Cole will be right in." The name meant nothing to me. I just wanted someone, anyone, to make my daughter better. I laid her on the table, smoothed her damp curls off her forehead, and whispered, "It's okay, baby. Mommy's right here." Then the door opened, and my world stopped. "Good evening. I'm Dr. Cole." He froze, clipboard slipping from his hand, clattering on the floor. I looked up and felt my knees weaken.